Okay, I want to tell you guys just a little bit about this amazing couple that I get to call friends in this business, not just sideline business partners that we get to do life and business with, but this couple is just the sweetest and most genuine couple that can be doing this business. I love that what I love about them is just who they are and how they live. They have two beautiful little boys that I know they probably have locked in a room somewhere in order to be able to do this call together, which is the hazards of having a partnership with young babies in this family. But hopefully you fed them some food and water while they're there. And we'll let them out soon. But I also want you guys to know that what I love is just their hearts and their transparency and their humility that I will tell you, I think they've gained, which we all do on this journey. But what I love is how they share it and how they know and have been through the hard times on their journey and are not afraid to talk about the hard times, but more importantly, teach us what they do to work through that to be able to get to the better times in their business. And that is what watching their journey has, made me cry many, many times, but also made me so proud of them. And I feel like almost like a mom because I'm older than them, but watching like these kids grow up in this business and on this journey. And it just warms my heart to see how well they have done it and how they share it with their world to help other people with the hardships that they have had. So I love you guys dearly, and I am thankful for what you are willing to share with us and give us, because you guys, these people don't benefit from my business at all. They're here out of their goodness of their hearts and just because they are happy to share and help anyone and everyone learn from their journey and what they've gained as wisdom and knowledge on this journey to help you be able to do that and grow on your journey. So I love you guys. I'm going to turn it over to you and let you guys just share from your heart. Okay.
Awesome.
We
Thank
love
you.
you, Carlita.
We love you, Carlita. And we would do anything for you.
We
You
love
know
you.
that. And you've had such a big impact on our Arbonne life, but more importantly, it's such a big impact on our friendship.
Yes.
So that's what the great thing about Arbonne is, like going through the ups and downs is our biggest opinion and our biggest advice we can give you is just stay. That's it. Just stay. If I can give you one word in Arbonne, it would be stay. Because what you experience is a part of your journey. And more importantly, you learn from everybody. You learn from each other. You learn from failure. You learn from the good, the bad, whatever it is, just stay. If you just stay, I promise you, your life will look completely different. The circle, it's just full of love and it's full of support, but it's the right type of support. It's the support that we need to hear. It's a support sometimes that we don't want to hear, but it's necessary for growth. So there's a lot of things I can tell you about my wife and I working with Carlita is that this is things that we've learned along the way. So just stay. That's our one word tip for you tonight. But more importantly, we're going to talk about what we call the Lego lifer. There's a whole concept behind Legos and how there's a bunch of pieces, which Amy's going to talk about.
Kind of how our kids are locked in their room.
Yeah, our kids are locked with Legos right now. It's good because they can only go about 4 feet. The rope only goes 4 feet, so it works out really well for them. They can get to the Lego table. But we definitely interweave a lot of kids things that we do now into our trainings. And really, though, it's called the Lego Lifer. So if you haven't heard our story, it's pretty simple. You can probably hear it, or most of you probably have. But more importantly, like Carlita said, is you will have road bumps in your business. You will have hiccups in your business. You might have an unsupportive significant other, like myself.
For 2 years.
For 2 years, Amy told me all about Airborne and Arbonne, and I definitely was not on board. I wasn't a fan, and it's because I didn't know. And sometimes the idea of not knowing what your significant other is doing, or your friend is doing, or your family is doing, it kind of puts you into that stigma of, oh, it must be bad because I've heard it's bad. So get that out of your head, because that's how I was. So keep in mind that timing is different for everybody. It was obviously not my time to get involved with Airborne and Arbonne when Amy first brought it to our family's attention. But more importantly, you guys have a little bit of faith and understand that because timing is different, you have to love people where they're at, because you never know when they're going to come into your business. So with this aspect, and some of us, especially the male counterpart, I can honestly tell you that, and I know a lot of females, we need proof.
Yeah.
Prove to me that Arbonne is actually legit. Prove to me that you have these awesome products to talk about, and prove to me that you can actually make money. Like, I get it, because we all know the money's so big in the beginning. It was like Amy's first override check was $72. I just didn't know what to do with all of her money. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you should keep doing this as a business. I mean, I just don't know what to do with all the money you're making, because you ordered $500 in product this month and you got a $72 check. I mean, you should definitely just keep doing this as a business, because it's such a good business model. So understand that things take time, and it's relative to all aspects of all of our businesses. So just keep that open mind. I needed proof. I got the proof. I sold my company in 2005, and we have been doing this business really ever since, together as a partnership. We've definitely had ups and downs. We've definitely learned a lot from each other. We're very competitive people. We also butt heads a lot. It's called a marriage, and it's also called a partnership. So keep in mind, like, you might butt heads with your mentors, but it's a good thing. Like, Amy and I, after like butting heads and kind of not agreeing on something, it's such a better thing after the fact. So keep that in mind with your business. Sometimes you have to go through hard times. Sometimes you have to go through getting stuck to get unstuck to something better. So I always want you guys to realize that in your Arbonne business. So with that, that's kind of our story in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and get right to the training, because that's why you're on here. Yeah, but we are glad to be back in the OKC. Super excited about being back in Oklahoma, and get to be around like the legends like Carlita. So now we get to kind of suck up and Soko, Carlita Nelson, awesome and get all that knowledge. So I'm gonna let Amy take it away.
Awesome, you guys. Okay, so like Chris said, we're going to talk about Legos tonight, which I think is perfectly fitting in every aspect of everybody's life, whether it's relevant, you're stepping on them right now on your floor, or you haven't gotten to that yet in your life, or maybe you've already passed that point. And I feel like I'm going to reference it quite a bit tonight, just in our short training that we're going to do, but I feel like it's funny how everybody can relate to a Lego, right? Okay, so the first part is the L for Lego. And if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. Let go to hold on. Sometimes you have to learn how to let go to hold on to what you want in this business and what you want your life to look like. Sometimes you just have to let go and give it up, right? In this business, you have to let yourself get really real also with you. I think a lot of times we don't really get down to the nitty gritty with ourselves. It's really easy to do for other people that you're working with in your business, but sometimes we have to really just reflect on ourselves and say, okay, what does it look like? I'm going to get down and dirty with myself and my business personally. What does that look like? Am I leading from the front? Am I leading in the middle? Or am I leading from the back of my business? And then a lot of times we have to just honestly stop making excuses and stop wasting our own time in this business to get really real and focused on what we need to be doing in this business to change countless lives that are still ahead of us in this business. So there's 4 parts to this that I think are really important for the L, and I'm going to just continue to reference these tonight, and these are something that, I check in often with myself on in life, but also in this business. So number 1 is check yourself for your activity, your own personal activity. What does that look like? In our organization, and what we try to do personally is 50% every month on our calendar should be our own personal activity. And the other 50% we coach and train to work with our top key business builders. So, maybe that's 3 for you, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5. But whoever the movers and shakers are, that's 50% of your effort is dedicated to them. But the other 50%, you guys, is right back to us, right back to you on the calendar. And number 2 is consistency. How consistent are you in your business, on your calendar, every day with your full commitment level to this business? You have to be super consistent with this business. It's really not about who races out of the gate first and gets somewhere first in this business. Overall, I want a business that lasts and leaves a legacy, and that takes a really consistent amount of daily effort. So maybe I'm not doing 100 hours in 1 week of Arbonne, but what I am fully committed to doing is staying very consistent with my business. And, like Chris said, I've been doing this business since the beginning of 2004. So that's, almost 15 years. So stay really, really consistent. That's something that I know I can say no matter what the ups and downs that have happened in our life. I've always been committed to staying consistent, fully committing to 20 to 25 hours every single week of this business. And I know that's where we've had our success from in this business. So number 2 is stay consistent and really check yourself on that. Number 3 is full commitment. Are you fully committed? You know, when I started this business, I said, no matter what, I'm fully committed. I'm going to take this all the way to the top, and I'm taking as many people as I can with me. And the reason why is because incredible people like Carlita, your mentors, you guys, they've paved the way so that I know it's true. I know if I just do what they do, I can experience what they have in this business. And I've never wavered from that. So just know with your full commitment, you guys, even on the hard days, even on the days where your house is burning down in a fire, you still have to have full commitment in this business, because there are other people who are counting on you and I to continue to stay the course in this business and stay consistent, because they need us to be their life changer also, so that they can pay that forward and do it as well. So really check yourself on your full commitment level. And number 4, are you a lifer? Are you a lifer no matter what? Not jumping ship when it gets hard, not going back to your old profession, your old career because it just got too hard. How committed are you? You have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And the truth, you guys, is that whatever it takes looks different for every single person, right? For all of us, it looks different. We're going to all experience mountains in different ways. We're going to all experience road bumps. We're going to all experience fires. All of these things are going to come up because it's just life. Okay, so how committed to being a lifer in Arbonne are you? Well, if you cut my arms open, I would literally bleed Arbonne green. I know I would. It's just, you know, maybe we've been watching Hulk stuff with our kids too much, but I know we could bleed some green. Okay, so you guys, stop making excuses. Stop wasting your time and your family's time, because you guys deserve full commitment. And then don't complain, you guys. That's another thing that I really have to check myself with, because sometimes I get whiny or, you know, maybe he gets whiny, whatever. We have to check ourselves and stop complaining. We are so blessed to even have experienced the gift of Arbonne, to be able to take it and do whatever we need to with it for our own individual families, you guys. It always comes back to us and our efforts and what we put in. So take full responsibility. Don't make any excuses, and don't waste your own time. Truly look at what's holding you back if you're not where you want to be in this business, because if you can work with your mentors and your upline, you guys, they can probably help you and be open to that constructive help that they give you. But really check that, you guys.
There's always a solution.
Always.
There is always a solution.
Usually it's more activity. I'm just going to tell you straightforward. Usually we just need to do more activity.
But when you said complaining and whatnot, you guys, keep in mind, no matter how bad or how good or whatever it is, I promise you, there is always a solution.
Always.
You just have to find it. So, well, I don't know what to do. Oh, no. There's always a solution to something. So remember that when you're letting go, like Amy said, and stop complaining, you just have to find it. But I promise you, if you know in your heart and your mind that you're like, there is a solution, there's a solution.
Always. And usually it's way simpler than you think it is. We complicate things a lot in this business, and you have to keep the main thing in Arbonne. That's one thing that I feel pretty confident that it does breed success in this business. I know that we've been pretty good about doing that. And I know Carlita's an expert on that too. So you guys are in good hands. Okay, so the E for Lego. The E is your ego's got to go. You got to check it at the door and let that thing go, you guys, because it stands in a lot of our ways. And I know, you know, a lot of times in Arbonne, like if I feel stuck or if I'm not exactly where I would be loving to be at that moment in time, a lot of times it's just my ego that's in the way, and I'm thinking people are thinking something of me and they're not even thinking of me. I mean, that's just the truth, right? Because everyone has so much life that they're dealing with. So, you know, leave your ego at the door and it's going to help you get there 50% of the way. Leave it at the door, the elevator, the window. I don't care. Just leave her or him there. And you're going to be so much further along in this business. And then be open to old and new. So there is wisdom in all of the old and the new that you've learned, maybe all of the old things that have come up for you in this business or in your life. You can learn from a lot of that on what not to do, and then be open to the new as well. When it comes your way, be willing to reach out, even if it's scary or fearful, and grab it.
Even like
and
technology,
run with it. Just
like even technology, guys, keep in mind too, like when Carlita and Amy and I first started doing the business, and I know a lot of you on the call, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have these things. We had fax machines. So keep in mind, like,
we're so spoiled now, guys.
We extremely
so
spoiled. But the difference is, though, too, we never lost touch with the belly-to-belly business. So aspects of old school, which Amy and I are very old school, and I know Carlita is too, there's things that you have to take from both good and bad.
Yes.
So what I love is you do have to adapt, and we do have to understand social media aspects a lot more, because if we don't adapt, we're going to get left behind.
Yes.
Because the new generations that are coming up in our business, we have to do that. But also, we never lose the old section of ourselves that got us to this point in this business, because we know how to connect with people. So you never lose that, but you do have to be willing to be open to both sides of the spectrum to move forward in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the only certainty that we have, you guys, is change, right? We know that. So we know things are going to shift and change and shift and change. But if you do keep it simple and keep the main thing, then you guys are worlds ahead of people that do not do that in this business. Okay, and then I put G for Lego. Your gold and your fortune is in your follow-up. Always, always, always. So many times it's in the follow-up, but guess what else it's in? It's in the finish. You have to be committed to finishing as well in this business. You have to finish what you said you were going to do. You have to finish the activity every month. You have to finish helping people when you say you're going to do that. All of those things keep your business going, even when it's going to be hard, because it's going to get hard and then it's going to get easy. And then guess what? It's going to change and get hard again, because change is inevitable in this business and in life. So be prepared for a battle. I put that in your business. Be prepared, because at every corner that you turn, things may not go exactly the way that you think that they should in this business, but it's those people that really hang on to that and fight through it, fight through whatever the fear is, whatever battle you've got going on, fight through not having enough activity and you figure out a way to get more, whatever that is, you guys, all of the great things are right around the corner from a battle. I always say that in this business.
Because there's always a solution.
If you feel resistance, anytime I'm feeling resistance in life and in our business, then I know I'm just getting set up for amazing things in this business, even better than you can imagine. And then I put, you will have to build your mental game up. So that means you're reading, really educate yourself on our industry, which all of you guys, I know you're reading incredible things right now. We're so lucky to have all of that at our fingertips now. SoundCloud, just plugging into calls like this, following anything that your mentor and your upline Carlita says. Those are things that are going to help you to be mentally tough to prepare for everything that's going to come up in your business. And then you want to create ongoing momentum in this business. Momentum and activity is the name of the game in Arbonne. Really, the number one thing, if you have to figure everything else out as you go, activity, 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 and momentum is going to come from that. So I put on here, so is the leader, so goes the team and the business. And it's so true. You really do have to hammer out that personal activity, you guys. It's nothing can replace that. And I always talk with people in our business when we're coaching and mentoring, and they'll tell me that they're stuck. And I always ask to see their calendar, whether we're on Zoom or we're meeting in coffee. And I will tell you, 10 times out of 10 or 11 times out of 10, it's not enough activity. That's why someone feels stuck. Activity fixes pretty much anything in this business. It really, really does, you guys. And then that also helps you when you have personal activity going on, that 50% of the calendar. It helps you to drop the manageritis that we tend to get in this business. We've all been guilty of that at different times, because it's fun, it's comfortable, but you want to get out of that comfort zone for sure. Because really true, incredible mentors and leaders do lead in the middle of their businesses and in the middle of their calendars. They're right there in the middle and in the thick of everything that's going on. So Chris is going to talk about Lifer now.
Okay, so I'll go quick. So Lifer, we're going to start with L. We always use these when we break down, because it's also how I explain things to our children. So the L in Lifer, you lose some and you win some. Okay, and like we talked about earlier when we first got on the call, you're going to fail forward. So the more failure you endure in your business, the more success you're going to have. That's how we've always felt, and it's all relative in your business. And yeah, a lot of people know some of our story. We became a 4-wide national vice president. We lived through Amy became 4-wide. And then what happened is in 2007, 2008, for those of you that have been in the business long, we did take a big hit, especially living in Southern California. The economy pretty much sank. And again, you want to talk about being stuck. It was like quicksand. I think we lost like 22 regions in 1 year. Again, it's all relative. You could be losing 22 districts, 22 areas. You guys, it doesn't matter. We lost a very big chunk of our business, and we actually lost one of our national vice presidents. My sister decided to quit, and 2 of our other direct national vice presidents went to other companies. So I don't know how stuck you really want to be in your business if you look at your organization and say, wow, in the last 2 years, our organization dropped 75%. And we were doing fairly well, close to $2 million a month. And imagine that going down to dropping 75%.
And I want to say this, you guys, we were still working the business like nonstop.
We were still consistent.
So sometimes the thing with Arbonne is, you guys, and the thing with life is sometimes even when you're doing the do and you're doing everything the way that you're supposed to, stuff doesn't always fall into place, but it's okay because if you power through it, you're learning precious lessons and valuable tools that you can really help other people, because I do believe that it sets you up for an even bigger comeback in this business and in life in general. And it gave us so many skills to work with.
It did give us skills. Like we got to the point, and Carlita knows how very transparent we are. We actually trained on this in 2014 in Maui. We actually showed our numbers. We actually put up our paycheck. We put up our numbers, and it showed we did 1.8 million in sales in 1 month, and we literally showed that we did like 236,000, literally a year later. So that's how big of a drop we had in our organization. So I'm not telling people to move to another area. We moved to an area that we felt like, hey, let's grow this business. But it's something that we had to do for ourselves. And again, it's all relative to get unstuck. We had to shake things up ourselves. We also had to prove to ourselves that we didn't do anything wrong. Like Amy said, we are very consistent in our business, but we had to prove to ourselves that, no, we know what we're doing, and we're just going to start over. So wherever you are in your business, you have to understand something. You're going to have points in your business. Well, guess what? No, you know what you're doing. Look at your mentor. You just have to start over. So sometimes starting over will propel you. Like Amy said, it propelled us into the Pacific Northwest, which after being there for a few years, we literally got 2 direct nations back and several regions. So the eye on lifer is irreplaceable value. So close every window and every door and understand this is your future, and understand that our irreplaceable value is Arbonne. It's what you have in your hands right now. And when things come along, like Amy talked about our fire, we lost everything in December. I can't believe it's almost been like a year. It's crazy. And we're still trying to get settled from that. And I don't know if we'll ever be settled in one aspect of our life, but the difference is Arbonne is irreplaceable because it still gave us the time. It still gave us the freedom to do what we needed to do to kind of basically rebuild our entire life. But we had Arbonne helping us every step of the way. That's something that no other company, in my opinion, like a mentorship like Carlita, you can't replace that. That isn't going to fall in your lap. So take advantage of what you have now with this business because it is irreplaceable. It's amazing. I actually got to talk to JD today, our new CEO, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's just a breath of fresh air. It's awesome.
And I will say this too, you guys. I love our dog, who we saved from the fire, is on the bed with us.
We're on our bed, so if you guys really want to know where we are right now.
But what I will say is this, you guys, and it's so powerful. Build it now. Do whatever you have to do now to prepare for whatever your fire is in this business and in your life. Do it now. Don't wait, you guys, because you never know when you're going to need this business, but you know it will come. A day will come when you have impact. It could come in the form of illness. It could come in the form of death. It could come in the form of financial impact. Whatever it is, you guys, build this business so that you have it as your cushion, as your gift, as your heart to keep you in the game and keep you in the game of life. Whatever it is, you guys, do it now. I always tell our team, I'm like, I was always on fire, but now literally I'm even on more fire. Because I just can't tell you how much every single person needs this business, and do it now. Don't wait.
And don't wait goes right with F. First isn't always first. That's what the F stands for, meaning that first isn't the final ever. And don't compare.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is your race. This is your journey. This is whatever it is in your business. You have to understand something, you guys. First isn't first. Just because you went area in 17 days doesn't mean that you're going to go region in 32 days or all these crazy examples. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Yes, we like to go fast in this business because we're on fire and we're moving and we're going forward. That's one aspect. But just because like someone on your team, like, oh my gosh, well, Lisa, why didn't you go district manager like I did in like 29 days? Oh my gosh, it took you 46 days. You're off the team. It's not like that, you guys. So don't compare that, but understand that your time will come. And your time is, I think this comes with experience too, and Carly, your time isn't in the spotlight. It's a spotlight forever. In Arbonne, if you look at things differently, it's not about, oh, I got this and I got this. Yes, you did. And those are huge steps along your journey. But the difference is it's your life. There's such a difference looking back on this business and saying, well, I know I didn't get there, but I will get there. Yes, you will. Because once you get to that point, I understand You might say, oh my gosh, ENVP is it, 4Y is it. No, it's not. There's so much more beyond
There's
that.
so many other people that
in
need
your
us,
business. So you guys,
stop.
so never compare, and understand that your journey will be continuous, and you haven't arrived. You've arrived to a certain point in your business, but it's just a stepping stone to something so much greater that you probably, if you haven't experienced it, you will. Like for us, going through what we went through, not only with our business, but with our fire, is like, it's put us in a different mode of understanding where we're going, and we haven't arrived because it's like a continuous journey that we don't want to get off of. But along the journey, we get to experience so many different things. So you have to understand this is a continuous program, and you have to just keep going and obviously stay in the course. So E is accept that this is your end game. This is it. Arbonne is for you, and you have to accept that. Even when you get stuck and you're like, how do I get out of it? Know that Arbonne is your end game. No matter what, you're doing this. No matter what, there is a solution. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. That's what you have to understand, that Arbonne, this is your end game. So if you know that and you write it and you see it in front of you all the time, then you'll understand what we mean when we talk about being a lifer. And then the R is just simply repeat everything we just said. Really, that's it. So that's the lifer
repeat
part.
activity over and
Just
over and over.
repeat.
The rest will fall into place, guys.
It
That's
will
the
fall
most
into
important
place.
is activity over and over and over. And just being consistent on that too. You know, I think it's really funny too to reference back to the Legos, you guys. You know, there's 10 million ways that you can build Legos, right? If you have like a set of Legos, there's so many different ways that you can personalize it. I mean, really just like millions of ways that you can put things together. Same thing with your Arbonne business. There's so many different ways to do this business successfully. But I will say you can personalize things to a certain extent, but you want to make sure that you're following people whose businesses that you want. Hang out with successful people so that you as well can follow in that success in this business. So I put on here, you guys, you know, depending on your skill level, coachability, and the hours that you're willing to commit to move forward in this business, that's the success of what your Lego house or your Lego castle or what that's going to look like is going to be for you. And, you know, I put this too because this happens a lot for us. You may have candy stuck on the bottom of your Lego pieces, and that's okay. You're just personalizing it, right? Life is messy. This business can be messy, but you want to make sure that you do follow the directions. And if you see a shortcut and it looks really shiny and bright and great, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the most fabulous thing that you could follow in this business, you guys, because shortcuts can be very deceptive, right? We know that firsthand. And the truth always rises up. So follow the truth, follow your incredible mentor and leader, Carlita. You're fabulous. We are just so grateful to even call you family and friends.
That's who we follow. So
and we
I
follow
appreciate
you,
it.
girl.
It's working out very well for us. So.
That's right. That's right.
So you guys, that's our training. Hopefully, you know, something resonated in that training, but more importantly, you guys, just stay.
And be inspired for a lot of activity, you guys, and really jump out of your comfort zone. I think that's another thing too. Activity and getting out of that comfort zone are, you know, things that'll catapult your business into the next level and beyond. So
that's it.
Yes. Thank you, guys. I mean, people are loving this. I mean, you can't read the comments and talk at the same time, but I mean, you're spot on. And it's like, keep the simple things simple. And what I know when some people are like, okay, I would do activity if I could get activity, you know, and I know what I would say about that. I always say, you know, activity is never the problem for somebody's business. It's a symptom of whatever your problem is. And so what the problem is what we have to discover. But what would you guys say if people are sitting there going, I know I need activity that will help me hit a goal of $2,500 every month for my business and adding 1 to 2 new business builders to my business, because that's the building block for success consistently, like you guys talked about in your training. So do you have a quick little, like, here's what I would say if that's what your heart wants to do, but you're struggling in it?
And I think too, like for us, like you just said,
because we've never heard that before, ever.
And we
never.
keep it. We do like what really works for us. We do a 25 jump start just to kind of help people get re-energized, to give them verbiage, to give them the confidence, because it really goes back to confidence on people reaching out and connecting with people. And at the same time, we do
and
like
not
a top.
stopping at one question.
Yeah.
Like if you ask if they'll host something, if they say no, keep going.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. To keep going and ask, well, hey, then can we get together for a coffee? Hey, no, that's okay. No problem. we drop off a sample pack or a tester kit. So keep going, you guys. And that's, I think, the number one thing that we coach on for sure.
Because if it gets down to the third person that said no to an event or no to no, I can't get on Facebook or whatever it is, and they're like, would you like a coffee? No, I really don't have time. I'm like, would you like some free product?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, I like free product. So there's a connection there.
Yeah.
So we always say, when you feel stuck, don't get stuck in your ways of like, oh, well, no, they're not going to do it. No, you don't know.
Yeah.
So we always say, go the extra step. And the extra step is honestly just more polite, real conversation, because you're going to connect somehow, some way with somebody. If you continue the connection,
and you have to get
sometimes
really
we
good
just
at
stop.
verbiage. Yeah.
Sometimes we just stop and say, no, they don't want to do it. I'm like, no. It's timing. You got to love them where they're at. So reconnect with those people that maybe it's that third or fourth or fifth connection. You actually talked about this at our training a little bit, Carlita, about, reconnecting with somebody again and over and how many touch. So you guys, our advice is reconnect and keep it very simplistic and don't overwhelm. So the simpler, the better. The reconnection, the business opportunity is fantastic. And God forbid you fall back on great product that gives you amazing results. So that's our advice,
just keeping going.
Just going the third and fourth step and not giving up after frustration of the first two steps.
And just getting really good at your verbiage too, like knowing what to short amount of time, keeping it really simple. Yeah.
Right. I think too, what you said was confidence. I mean, because whether you've been in this business a long time and you're not where you want to be, that damages your confidence. And then also if you're brand new and you haven't had experience and success yet, you don't have the confidence. And you guys, what you need to rely on is that simple verbiage that your team uses to be able to know that is what works when you work it. And being genuine from your heart and being intentional so that people know that you're asking and not being like shy or backwards with it. Because when we're not confident, we're afraid to just ask, and you guys, what you have to know and believe is these products change people's lives for the better, and this business and this journey, the business will financially, but this journey will change you. Me too. I'm not saying you guys are the only ones. I just felt like a mom to you guys as you've gone on your journey, but it's what you will grow and get better with. And so if you don't believe that out of the gate, I talk about this at that training, like you can't borrow people's belief for very long and expect momentum to build for you. You've got to own that belief and have confidence in that. You don't have to have confidence in what you do, whether you've not done what you know you need to do in this business and you've been here a long time and you lack confidence in that people will believe you now or that you even believe you now. You just need to have confidence that you are giving somebody a chance to change their life for the better with these products, the financial opportunity, and the journey that you're going to be on that's going to bless and make you better than you ever would be without Arbonne and all that comes with it. So I think confidence, and I think you guys just being transparent and beautifully humble in what you've been through is where people can know, but look at you now. You stayed confident that you kept checking yourself. And, we have to check ourselves, and know, am I doing it? And it's not that we don't ever do anything not wrong. I've made lots of mistakes in this business, but you check yourself and you go, okay, this is what we did that worked, and this is what we did that didn't work so well. But what I know worked is that I stayed consistent in this business. I know that I've stayed a lifer in this business. I know that I've stayed, and I know I'm never going to quit. Those are the things that are going to help you to have the confidence to know if I just keep sharing what I know this business and opportunity will do for people, I will get where I need to be. But you guys, do it enough in a small amount of time that you get momentum building for you, that you get a full calendar between now and the end of September. We've got plenty of time to still do. I'm in Mexico and I'm still doing 3 or more events, sometimes a day from where I'm at because I can. That's how I can work my business today. And I hope it's a vision for how everybody else would love to work their business when you get to where I'm at in my business. And that's with new people and with my team as a leader. But how many activities can you put in your calendar between now and the end of this month and still get a full calendar for your business to hit the goal of 2,500, like non-negotiable goal this month. Like celebrate you when you hit 2,500, you and new, and you have been prospecting and talking to at least one new person, if not two, this month. Even if they don't say yes to you between now and then, which they still have plenty of time to do that because we've got a sale going on, do that right now and then celebrate. And that if you do that, you can be an MVP in this business, seriously, because that's what you're going to do, and that's what we're going to teach your team how to do whenever you attract those people that you're talking to. So I think you guys have said so many things that are helpful, and I just thank you for your time. Go get your babies and and tell them thank you for sharing their mommy and daddy with me.
Just said though, the way you were training just now, just talking,
I told you we follow what Carlina
it's the
does,
exact
you
same
guys.
thing that we do. We said 1 to 2 per month. Like I just want everybody to realize we do the same
stuff,
thing,
guys.
and it obviously is working for us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
let's do that. Like
Yes.
don't overwhelm and just focus on that aspect. We do the same thing. Like your goal is 2 new business builders a month.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like just focus on what is realistic, attainable, can happen, and if you simply stick to that plan, like Carlina
Over
said,
and over.
by default, starting now, by the end of the year, you're going to be a strong area. Just if that's all you do, like really RVP. So you guys keep doing what this woman is saying, and you'll all be fine.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much, and I love and appreciate you. Anything I can do to help pay you back, I will.
Thanks.
Bye,
I think we're
guys.
behind. We got to catch up with all
we
this
do.
stuff.
We
We
gotta
have to
do
take back.
Sorry, but okay, I will use you. Bye.
Okay, love
Bye,
you.
guys.